Hey guys, it's Lainey. I'm doing a review for you guys. Today we are reviewing World After by Susan E. This is the second book in the Angel Fall series, so if you haven't read Angel Fall, you should probably leave this video. The second book starts right after the events of the first book, where Penryn has been temporarily paralyzed to the point where people think she is dead, and her mother and her disfigured sister Paige go to the rebels' camp after the Eyrie of the Angels has been destroyed from the rebels' attack. I loved this book. It was so amazing in the writing, and I'm going to get more into it in the spoiler section of certain parts of the book that just completely blew my mind. I want to say that Penryn is an amazing heroine. The reason why I say that she's like probably a step above the rest is that when she died at the end of Angel Fall, it pretty much reminded me of like those Greek heroes we learn about, like Hercules, Achilles, Theseus, Perseus, just the amazing, and how they have to go through so many tribulations and journeys and challenges, and you know they do die. And I feel like the fact that Penryn technically kind of sort of didn't really but kind of did die at the end of the first book really reminisces to that Greek mythology, because she is doing these crazy, outrageous, sacrificial things. So I did really like how Susan E. completely slashed her at the end of that and just like pretty much had her die. And I think that just is there's just so much love I have for Penryn. And it shows that she's not, you know, invincible, like how some heroines and heroes of other young adult books can be seen as invincible. So I liked how she really isn't. She is a 17-year-old girl and things happen. You're gonna go read this book if you haven't already, and then you're gonna come back and you're gonna watch the spoiler section so we can completely devour and discuss this book. I'm going to start with the sword and how Pookie Bear has pretty much become a secondary character. A sword becoming a secondary character? This sounds crazy. I loved that it was its own character in this book. The dream sequences where it taught Penryn how to fight and how to be this strong fighter was really, really great. We also got to catch glimpses of Rafi in the past that it was really, really enjoyable. I really liked how the sword became a character, to the point where when she had to get rid of the sword at Alcatraz, I was devastated. I'm like, she has to get the sword back. She has to get Pookie Bear back. So the Scorpion Angels. I trust that Susan E. is really taking this biblical stuff to like truth and bringing that forth in this book. I haven't read a whole lot of Christian Bibles. I mean, I've read Genesis and I've read Exodus, I think, or parts of it, and I have read some, I don't know what they're called, apocalypses that didn't make the Bible, but I just think this Scorpion Angel thing, is this real? Are there any people out there that know if this is really in some part of any Bible or prophecy or apocalypse? Because I'd be really interested to read that to kind of see what it was like. They scare me. Just visualizing them with like human bodies, but then like scorpion tails is just ugh. So Alcatraz was scary as fuck. You just get this gritty, desperate, isolated feeling when I was reading this Alcatraz part. How people were like becoming skin and bones and just like wasting away was so creepy. I really, really liked it. See, this is the thing I really appreciate about Susan E. is the fact that she can get super, super gritty and super, super dark and gross, and then seriously in the next couple chapters they're at the new angel hangout on the bluff with the hotel and all the costumes and all the glitter and all the sexiness. I love how we can go from one extreme to another but still like totally see it's how reliable and believable it really is in the book. I can totally see how some people are lucky enough to get food even though they're pretty much being used as slaves, and on the other side they are pretty much dying and being fed to the scorpion angel babies. You can't win. You really can't win in either of the situations. I think, I couldn't survive Alcatraz, so I guess maybe I'd be lucky enough to be on the arm of some warrior angel, even though it seems terrifying. Terrifying. One thing I do really like is that Paige and Penryn's mom is still incredibly present in the book, where I feel like in some books the sister or the mom might be like in the way background, like back at home or dead. They're still very present in Penryn's mind and still very relevant to the storyline, that I get so anxious when I'm like, well, but then you gotta find Paige and what's going on with her mom, and you gotta find her mom, you gotta get off Alcatraz with your mom, and you gotta find Paige, you gotta go where the tracker is, and just so much anxiety in this book. I would crumble if I was in Penryn's shoes, for real. I really liked the party scene of when they were at the new angel place, specifically when there's just the look between Penryn and Raffi at the party, and he realizes she's alive. My heart was beating so fast in this. That was my favorite part of the book. I did really want more Raffi in this book, and that's my only complaint and critique, but I can't really complain about that, because I know how necessary it was for Penryn to go along this journey alone to be reunited with Raffi at the party. It's like we almost have it. That was the same thing in the first book. We almost had those two. Almost. And then Susan E. just ripped it out of our heads. She did the same thing here. She teases Raffi with us, like those little cat toys, and then she rips him out and he goes away for another 100 pages. When they were in that beach house together and they were talking and figuring things out together, I really like how she still guards her words with him. She's very careful about what she says, like she just doesn't want to get hurt again, and I like that. The ending, where Paige, she just decimates Belial. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm gonna go with it. And then the Scorpion Angels are pretty much under her command, from what I gathered. They were flying over the ocean, and Penryn and Raffi see her mom, who is back in the picture again because she's always there. You know she's gonna be there, with the rescue people from the rebellion and the people from Alcatraz. What's gonna happen at the next book? I really want to know. I can't wait for this next book. This is one of my favorite new series, in the sense that it is a series. It's not going to be a trilogy. You know how excited I am that this book isn't going to be a trilogy? I can't imagine how Susan E. is going to wrap this up in the next book, so I'm so glad it's going to be. We're going to keep going. I can't wait to see this, like, totally journey just, like, unfold. I think that's all I want to talk about. So, I will see you guys later, okay? Bye!